Beware and warning, everybody. And thanks for choosing Choose Your Own Book Club. My name's Peter. I'm a librarian.
My name's Abby. I'm also a librarian.
And we're talking to you from the future.
Ooh.
It's a warning. This is a special warning because we just want to give you a heads up that the audio quality for this particular episode probably isn't the best.
But you know what? We know that you are adventurous.
Exactly. You're choosing the bold path. So the audio quality isn't as good as in our later episodes when we have our own studio set up. So we have cleaned it up the best we could. There's still just a few issues with it. It's mostly fine. We don't want to scare anybody off. If this is your first episode, this probably isn't the best place to start.
Yeah. If you want, you can jump ahead to some of our favorite episodes like, what's one of your favorites, Peter?
I was going to say Hyperspace by Edward Packard.
Hyperspace is good. One of my favorites is probably Prisoner of the Ant People.
Exactly.
I would say that's a good one. But yeah, once you get really into some of our later episodes, it's totally fine to come back and binge from the beginning.
Exactly. A special warning from the future.
Yeah, just be kind to us.
We're doing this for free. Thanks for choosing us. Thanks for sticking with us. Enjoy the episode.
Bye.
I do like that they gave me a warning at the beginning. Don't read the book straight through from the beginning to the end, you dummy.
You know, there was some kid that did.
Oh, totally.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Ask your doctor if libraries are right for you.
Well, welcome to this podcast. This podcast has a name. It is called Choose Your Own Book Club. Mm-hmm. And so my name is Peter. I'm a librarian.
My name is Abby, and I am also a librarian.
And so we are doing a podcast on maybe the best book series ever.
Bold, but accurate.
I think so. Otherwise, why would we be doing this?
Huh.
Right? Exactly.
Because Wisconsin's kind of boring. I don't know.
You just made a whole thing about libraries. You're so excited. And
well, I mean, we were literally in one, so it's kind of...
fair enough. So we are doing a podcast on Choose Your Own Adventures. So just a little bit of a background. I read a bunch of these when I was a kid. And I was the kid that would always have like a bunch of slips of paper in them. And because I was a very anxious kid, not like now at all.
Oh my gosh, no, you're cool as a cucumber.
Right. But I was always really anxious about choosing the wrong path. So I would have just a bunch of different papers in the book so I could go back. So much so many like different sheets of paper that it kind of defeated the purpose. And I didn't really remember where to go anyway.
See, I did the multi-finger trick. But once you get to like 4...
You only have so many fingers.
Yeah, once you get 4 or 5 fingers in deep, then you're like, oh, well, this is the path I've chosen. And you kind of can't.
In life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of can't go any further. So,
right.
Unfortunately.
It really taught us well for life, too. Like
truly. Because as I always say, what is life except to choose your own book? But it's happening to you in real time.
Life is a book, but it's happening to you.
It's just this thing happening. But you're choosing your own adventure the whole time.
This is true.
So really, this is like a guidebook.
For
everyone. They think school prepares us, but no, it was Choose Your Own Adventure book 1.
And dying horribly.
Yeah, usually.
We've been friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that we did a video series on YouTube.
Yeah.
On the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Huge hit.
Big hit with my kids.
And no one else.
Yeah, we watched it a lot. Like all the views were from my family.
Mm-hmm. So we decided to bring it back, but just in a podcast because, it's easier to edit.
Yeah.
And
now my kids are older and they like podcasts. So I feel like this will be good for them too.
Awesome.
They can just migrate over.
Let's get into this book.
Ooh.
So it's Cave of Time by Edward Packard. Guess. When was it written?
I didn't look when I was reading it, which is terrible.
Why is that terrible?
I don't know. I always look. I kind of like to know what they were thinking.
Okay.
When they were writing it. I like to know the context.
Sure.
Because especially when you get to stuff like where they're describing the year 2022, I want to know where he was in time when he thought those things about 2022. And so I want to say was it like 78?
Ooh, 79 is when he wrote it.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, by Price is Right rules, you're closest without going over.
Yes.
Very nice.
I win?
The
A podcast.
podcast. So Edward Packard wrote this in 1979, and he actually came up with the idea. He wrote a couple before this, but this is the first main one published, and you can kind of tell it was the first one published. It feels basically like a first draft, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty intense. You would imagine that there would be more editing than there was in the leaps that you make back and forth. But there really was not a lot of editing. Like some of the stuff that happens early on is, you're in this big, you're hiking up this mountain.
Well, let me stop you right there.
Okay.
I thought we would bring back one of our classic segments.
Ooh.
One of the segments we used to have was called Choose Your Own Summary. You are going to summarize this book, but you're going to choose how you want to do it. So I'm going to give you two choices. So you can either do it in a British accent or you can rap your summary.
Oh my God. I'll do the accent.
Okay.
Jesus. I just have to pick the British accent. I guess I'll...
You have a whole library of British accents?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone does, right? You've got like your fancy like aristocracy, right? And then you've got your butler, right? And then you've got your little shoeshine boy.
That's all I have. All I have is Dick Van Dyke. Hello. That's all I have.
No, I've got a whole range. And then usually I have like a cook and like different stuff. So
And you have backstories for your
I
accents.
mean, you have to.
Okay,
Otherwise, you can't really get into character
fair enough. Right, so give us a summary.
of the Cave of Time. Okay.
Do you have to get into character?
Yes. Oh, God. Oh, this is so hard because there's so much that happens. So I was hiking up this cliff and I found a big cave. I did. And the cave weren't there before. And so I went inside, I did. And then it got real dark out. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, it's quite cold. And then I'm changing accents. Midstream. And then I go outside. And it depends on, like, when you go outside or if you hide. Because sometimes you end up at the Great Wall of China. And sometimes you end up and you're, like, in a feudal kingdom. And then sometimes you're, like, in, I don't know, like some weird time chamber. And then Loch Ness Monster sometimes. And there's dinosaurs sometimes. And
Perfect.
yeah.
That was an amazing summary. I think you really recapped it well. No one is lost about what's happening in this book.
I mean, I was lost.
And you read it.
I read it. That's it. That is it, though.
That is it. It's very odd. Like I said, it's basically kind of like a first draft. I remember from our previous series that we read a couple of them, and there was at least a little bit of a backstory or a setup to what was going to happen. Ooh. In this one, there isn't. It's just like, hey, you're walking in a cave. Yeah. It's getting crazy.
And like, there's no logic or like consistency to how the Cave of Time works. Is what's really, really difficult. It's like you're in it, all of a sudden time moves really fast backwards or really fast forwards. And like it just, or sometimes it's a little bit. And sometimes you're in a different country. So it's not really a cave of time. It's a cave of time and space. Mm-hmm. That's the part that I think is vital.
Yeah, probably the name was taken, Cave of Time and Space.
Yeah.
So they shortened it.
They really did, because, I mean, you start out and you're in what, like Snake Canyon?
Snake Canyon, yes.
That's the name of the place where you live. I do like that they gave me a warning at the beginning. Don't read the book straight through from the beginning to the end, you dummy.
There was some kid that did.
Oh, totally. Mm-hmm. The cave. I was like, I must have fallen asleep or something because it's kind of dark. So I go back out and it's like, ooh, it's snowing or something all of a sudden. I'm going to go back in because it's cold. So I go back in, and then when you go inside, it's like, oh, you're back in the Cave of Time. And I'm like, wait, how do I know it's a Cave of Time? It has not told me yet that it's a Cave of Time.
Yeah, that first, to reiterate that, like, it's so weird that you're just able to just like move around the cave so much without anything happening. Like, it's just like you're able to move in and then you're able to move out. Like, do you want to go back? Do you want to go and...
Yeah. Do you want to go in or out?
and then you go back out, and then you're in again. Because it's like, ooh, you can keep walking forward into the unknown, or you can go back in this nice little cavey cave here. You want to go in the crevasse? And
It should have been called the crevasse of time.
oh my God, I would have loved it if it was the crevasse of time and space, because that's the part that really bothers me. Because when I went through the first time, I ended up at the Great Wall of China, having to build the Great Wall of China, and there were aliens there, which I don't like that either, because I don't like the idea that people in old times had to have aliens for help because they didn't have the technology to be able to do it themselves.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
The big thing is, yes, it's a cave of time and space. Okay? If it moves me not only backward and forward in time, but also from one location to another, it is no longer just a cave of time. It is a cave of time and space, because I'm moving the locations as well. I'm really mad about this, as you could see.
It's very odd that those first few choices, just moving in, moving out, or staying put, or then moving out, that determines kind of where you get spit out in time. And you really don't have a whole lot of agency in that, because you really don't know how the system works or the magic works.
No, I wish that there was. And then so then when you end up bumping into the Time Lord guy,
Right.
the Time Wizard.
So did you want to set that up at all, or? So there's a cave of time and space.
It's a cave of time and space. You know, you're doing enough of this because you are traveling through all of these potential locations, and if you don't die, your goal is to get back to your uncle, whatever his name was. And
Oh, if he had a name?
I think he did. It was like Ham or Holton or something. Howard.
Uncle Howard?
That's a more normal name. Yeah.
I like Uncle Ham better.
You want to get back to Uncle Ham and Snake Canyon. So your whole ultimate goal, no matter where you are, if you're in this fiefdoms in, the UK, or if you're making the Great Wall of China, or if you end up in Stone Age times trying to hunt a wolf or a woolly mammoth or whatever, you want to get back to your own time. So you keep trying to get back to a cave of time, of which there are multiple entries in different locations.
Yes.
It seems like.
So there seems to be, to your point, there seems to be some sort of Time Lord.
Yes. Who's just sitting there in the middle of this cave of time.
And it doesn't seem like he has any idea how it works either.
No,
you never really get any sense of.
No, because at one point you get back in and you go ask, you find him. And he's like, oh, I was wondering when you would get here. And you're like, wait, have you been watching me this whole time, you creep? Ew, I'm a child. So he's this grizzled old wizard looking dude. And the illustration has got robes, and half his face is covered with his greasy long hair. It doesn't look greasy in the book, but I'm just assuming he has unwashed himself. Okay,
He doesn't have the time for it.
He doesn't have the time. He has a lot of time, but no time. So
Hashtag being an adult.
Adulting 101. So you find this guy, the time guy, and you're like, oh, hey, who are you? What's the deal with you? And he's like, oh, I was a philosopher or just something, and I found my way into one of these cave of times. I asked for more time to sit here and philosophize. And that was what he wanted.
But it was like an evil genie wish, because then he realizes that without time, that philosophy is meaningless somehow, which I don't think that's necessarily true.
No,
but
it's definitely not. But he had no real focus for his philosophizing without anyone to. I mean, I'm imagining him just sitting there talking to the dirt under his long fingernail. But instead of being normal, he had been there for who knows how long. So he was like, what are you doing here? Do you want to?
Is that the voice that you used?
It's the voice I've used in my head. It's like, what do you want to do? And you're like, I want to go home. Yeah. I don't want to stay here with you, man. If that was what you're subtly asking, no.
And that goes to another point that I found really interesting in this book, that choosing to not make a choice was often worse than being aggressive and making a choice.
Yeah.
So you meet the Time Lord guy, and he's like, well, I'll give you a choice. You can go back to your time right away, or you can go a different time. Or there's an option where it's I want to go to a different time, but I'm not 100% sure. And if you pick that choice, you end up going to 1940s Britain and getting bombed.
Yeah.
And then
you ran out of time.
Yeah, and then the time portal like closes behind you.
Yeah.
And then you're dead.
And theoretically, that guy like controls time or something.
Yes, so he
could have
probably should have known.
He would know if you had time left. Or
Right.
not. And that was the weird part about meeting him, was that he somehow implied that you had a finite like amount of time in that cave of time. So why didn't he? Like, he's immortal there, but you're not. There was some other mention of that. Some lady
I don't remember that because it's...
Who mentions that? Well, she's some fancy lady on a cliff. Yeah, here. And she's like, oh, if you dive down under the rock ledge and go away, you'll not be able to live forever.
I love your fancy lady voice.
Well, thank you. She's like, oh, well, there is a way to get back to your own time. But if you follow it, you will not be able to live forever. And then you get back and Uncle Ham's like, you're late for dinner. We wondered what happened to you. You ought to keep bad track of your time.
Wink. Get it, Tom? Tom, get it? Huh?
And
I'm Uncle Ham.
One thing that I haven't talked about yet is how everything in here is, these books are some of the very few books that are written in the second person.
Yes.
With you being the main character. And so that's always been really intriguing to me.
Yes, but the you is definitely a boy. At least from the pictures, which is kind of sad, but...
Yes. I mean, they didn't even try to make it like an androgynous kid.
Right. But anyway, back to my point of...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's fine. I think it's going to be... these books are tangents.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be tangent-filled.
I chose my own adventure into a different topic.
Conversations.
We had our finger.
You branched, yes.
We put our finger in the other topic, and now we can go back.
Yes, very nice. My point before was picking like the passive choice was often bad. So like I mentioned the Time Lord guy. Like if you pick a passive choice with him, he spits you out into bombed out like Britain and you die.
Right.
There was another choice where you end up in the medieval times and you kind of end up on this farm right by the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's guarding the lake. And you understand or you feel that one of the entrances to the cave is in the lake somehow.
Yeah.
Doesn't say why.
No, they do see why at one point, because you're fishing. Did you do this?
I think so, yes.
And they are like, oh, he goes sometimes for a long time and then he comes back. We don't know where he goes to. And you're like, must be a cave of time. And you have no idea why you know that.
But why there?
Oh.
You should know, Abby. You should know.
I don't know.
But anyway, so you have two choices when you're at the Loch Ness Monster. You can either dive right in and like try to get back to your time, or you can just be like, I don't know, I'm just gonna hang out here and live my life as like a fisherman person. But if you pick the passive choice or like the safe choice, you end up getting eaten by the Loch Ness Monster.
Right. And as a really like ambitious, adventurous kid, I'm sure you always chose the like aggressive choice.
Yes, yes.
It was you.
Reading in my room in silence. I was definitely the aggressive kid.
With like 18 people fanned out.
So yeah, I died.
A lot.
And yeah.
I mean, most of the endings are negative, though, in some of these books. This one doesn't have as many. I feel like there was a balance.
Yeah, I was thrown by how many like neutral endings there were. There were a bunch of endings where it's like you get back to your normal time and the cave closes behind you, and you're like, it's probably fine. Like, it's probably better that way.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
Not my problem anymore. Not my circus, not my monkeys, you know?
Right.
There were also a lot of endings where you just kind of like got to some different time and location, obviously, and you just accepted your fate, but you were kind of sad every once in a while. They're like, oh, now you're a pirate or something, but you're really good at it, but you do kind of miss your family every once in a while. Or it's like, oh, you learned a new trade as a Pennsylvania Dutch person, and you have this nice family there, and you're kind of happy, but you know, you're sad for your dead coming. I was like, there's just no...
Again, just being an adult.
Which
just
is
like,
actually, yeah.
You're kind of fine. Everything kind of works out.
It really did prepare me for adulthood in that way.
I mean, it's fine. You get a little sad, but it all works out, kind of, right?
Like most of the things are going okay, but you still every once in a while have a cry. You don't really know about what, but it feels better afterwards.
So we talked about the Ice Age. We talked a little bit about the Knights, medieval. There were a couple other times you could be spit out into.
Yeah, there was did we say the Ice Age? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
But if you go to the Ice Age somehow, you get, I loved that one because you encounter a woolly mammoth. You do encounter some people.
Yes.
Pre-people. What would we call them?
Preeple.
Bipedal.
No, if it's pre-people, we just call them preeple.
Preeple. We encounter some preeple, and they accept you into their group, which is great because humans are pack animals, and community is important. That's how we thrive. And so you're like, hey, I'm in a community. I'm going to go fight this woolly mammoth. And then my favorite woolly mammoth scene is the one where you and the woolly mammoth like fall off the cliff and you die. And then the guy finds you the paleontologist finds you like years later. And he's like, oh, by Jove, this looks like a regular human head. And you're like,
it's me.
It's just your skull.
So you can try to ride the woolly mammoth to like impress the people, but if you do it wrong, you fall.
Plummet. You are holding to the tufts of wool. It's great. And then Dr. Carlton Frisbee, famous paleontologist, finds your bones. And he has quite the mustache.
Yeah, the illustrations are always the best in this.
They really are the best part. I mean, look at that guy. You guys can't see him, but I'll describe him. He has quite the chin, quite the mustache. It looks like it's growing directly out of his nostrils.
Socks that go all the way up to his knees.
His shoes look like footballs. And he's wearing one of those old-timey British
like a pith helmets.
Yeah.
And so, he's looking at your skull with like a shocked expression, and yet there's bones all around him. Doesn't care about the rest of him, just cares about your skull.
And he's using a magnifying glass while he has a monocle on. So
for double magnification.
Clearly has the worst eyesight in the history of sight. Like, why is he a paleontologist all about finding small details? Like, why? No offense, buddy. Gosh, he's a weird looking dude. I'm telling you, the mustache is where it is. It just seriously looks like a witch's broom growing out of both sides of his nose.
Isn't that the goal?
For most men, yes, I think so. And some women, I would have a mustache if I could. If I could have any superpower, that would be one. If I was like in a fight.
So your superpower would just be to have a mustache?
No, to be able to grow a mustache at will. I'm like, okay, you're going to fight me, right?
Like now? Like
No, in this scenario.
Okay.
If you were going to come and try to fight me, and I was just like, and
I like your noise.
yeah, and the mustache just popped out, you'd be like, oh no, I'm not fighting her.
Why was I fighting you to begin with?
I don't know the situation.
Okay.
Maybe I insulted something that you love. I don't know.
So you were the jerk in the situation.
Maybe. More likely than not.
And so it's more like a defense, like how like birds like will puff themselves up to look bigger.
Yes.
You want to look hairier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's exactly like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just like spontaneous, like my arm hair.
Well, so arm hair too,
and
not
really
just
anything.
Okay.
Body hair specifically, it would be cool. Like Wolverine, but for my hair. Just like my knuckle hair would be like.
But it wouldn't be sharp. It would just be.
It would just be intimidating.
Okay. Because it could be like, you could say like, oh, it's like quills, like porcupine quills.
Right, I could.
Because that's technically hair, but no, that's not it.
No, I just think it would be like, oh man, this is weird. This is weird and different. And then you would run away.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying. That would be an easy one to manage. I would just cut it off afterwards.
Yeah, but you have to shave it off.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right, well, I'm glad you figured that out.
People who say flight, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so basic. Come up with something original and then come back to me as I comb my long arm hair.
So how long have you thought of this for?
Just years.
Years, not just like today as a goof. Like years you've been
years. I've been like, that would be awesome. Be serious.
Would you be able to control it in all areas, or would it be like
mainly body hair?
I understand
But
that,
not
Abby.
with the
But
hair on my head. You know?
yes, but I'm thinking like eyebrows. Like
Yeah. I would be able to control it for sure.
Okay.
It would be controlled.
Because that wasn't clear. So
Like if someone
you could
was sitting to the right of me and they were annoying me, I would be able to just like on that side of my body be like,
like the Play-Doh like fun factory. Like you'd be able to like squeeze out.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know if that was too graphic or not.
No, that was,
Okay.
it's more for me like a it would be really fast, like a hair punch. Like
I feel we've grown in this,
yeah.
much like your hair power.
That would be my slogan. I feel like we've grown.
We've grown in this.
Yes.
We've gotten so far away from the book.
That's okay because it feels like this book deserves that.
There's not a whole
let's
lot.
go back to the what. What are we missing?
Well, so there was a couple different times you could be spit out of. So there's Ice Age.
Ice Age, we did.
There's Medieval.
I went to the Great Wall of China.
You did go to the Great Wall of China, yes.
And there was either you go to the alien spaceship when you get to the Great Wall of China.
See, I didn't get that. I didn't get a spaceship.
Ooh. So when you get there, the spaceship lands and you either go up to the spaceship or you hide. And if you hide, then you get conscripted into building the Great Wall of China. So clearly you hid instead of going up to the exploded spaceship.
So yeah, I do not remember that part at all. But again, you can't really read this like from front to cover.
No.
So there's always going to be something you miss.
True.
Did you get to the part where you can see Abraham Lincoln?
Yes. I'm so glad that we did not meet him when he was in the theater, though, because I was like, this is a children's
That's
book.
the thing. So like there's the cave just automatically empties you out into a train car with Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Really no reason why or how. You know, he kind of gives you he kind of gives you his like typical like Abraham Lincoln like thumbs up. That's what he was known for, is giving you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's his trademark. That's why it's on Mount Rushmore.
It's just him with his thumb straight out in the air, his long arm protruding.
Saying "Stay golden," which again his famous catchphrase.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just like you're just hanging out with him, and he's kind of like being inspirational and being all Lincoln-y. So then you can either like be on the train car with him, and like he inspires you to try and get back, or you leave the train car before he gets to Gettysburg, and then like you just go off and have like a nice life,
Yeah.
like on a farm somewhere.
Yeah, that's when you go and become like a Pennsylvania Dutch
Right.
person.
But at no point are you like, hey, Lincoln.
Don't go in the theater.
Right, exactly.
Live theater is really not that good. I'm not important enough to assassinate, so no.
Oh, I think you're important enough to assassinate.
You're important enough to me to assassinate.
So anyway, you get to meet Lincoln, but you don't try to help him at all.
No.
But there's also a option where you go to the Titanic, and as soon as you get on, you're like, I gotta stop the Titanic from sinking.
Right. Like you think about that when you get on the Titanic, but you don't think to help President Lincoln.
Right. Again, like back to the original point of like the magic system doesn't make sense.
No.
The plot is kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Like your motives are all over the place then too.
I don't know, because I feel like if I got stuck in a like time loop, time cave of time and space,
A crevasse of time and space.
a time and space crevasse, I would like the remarkable calm that you have as you're dealing with all of these strange situations is what really is the weirdest thing to me, is that you're like, I'm just walking around and there's a cave person and I'm like, what's up, cave person? And you're not. I would be like losing my mind with ways. I would try to make people wash their hands more. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good use of your time.
right. I mean, there's so much stuff about like modern time that we could bring back. And that brings me to my favorite part, when you run into the girl who's wearing blue jeans.
Yes.
Can we talk about my favorite
Yes,
part?
please.
Okay, we run into this
Because I think
girl.
we're kind of wrapping it up.
Yes, we run into this girl in the cave of time at one point, and you're like, oh, she's lost in the cave of time too. She's like, oh, I am. Let's go back to where I'm from. I'm from the year 2022. And I was like, oh, shut up. I love this so much. What is the year 2022 like to Edward Packard? And so
Are you just going to read it?
I will tell
Or
you
his
things,
description?
I will tell you things that have happened. He's like, because she's also wearing blue jeans, and you ask her like, oh, are people still wearing blue jeans in 2022? And she's like, well, they've just come back into style lately. And and you're like, oh, God. You're like, oh, there must be cool new inventions and new technology. And she's like, actually, there's like bike trails everywhere and green space and there's no cars and you don't have to ride alongside buses and there's walking paths.
So there's this like bike trails across America.
You can bike everywhere. You can bike all over the country. And there's like rivers and streams and no pollution and there's everything is paid for by taxes on gasoline.
And then, so you're dumped into, are you going to be okay?
Now I'm just fantasizing about that. And then suddenly, as you're walking through to try to get to her place, the ground below you gives out and you're dumped out onto this place, probably somewhere in America, because it says Cadillac, the car of the year, every year. And the girl you've bumped into is like, what's a Cadillac?
Yeah, she doesn't know what a Cadillac is.
She doesn't know what cars are. And you're like, oh, we've made her life worse. This podcast is brought to you by my increasing sense of nothingness. The cave of time has broken me. Because it's a cave of time and space. And
It's a crevasse of time and space.
yeah.
Another segment I wanted to bring back was favorite death. So what was your favorite death?
Okay.
Favorite way to die?
My favorite death was the one where I walked out, or no, I fell out into like an ocean and the water was like all polluted and stuff or something. And then it was really murky. I finally like got up to the surface and the air smelled like sulfur and I realized there was no more oxygen left and I just choked to death.
Kids book! I did get that one too.
That was my favorite one.
I did like that one.
Mm-hmm. It felt like a total recall scene. It was so
yes,
cool.
and just a little graphic.
Yeah. It was. That one went hard. Some of them were like, you're going to totally hang because of this.
Yeah, you can get hanged in the medieval one.
Yeah.
And it's this kind of more alluded to than like actually shown. But this was like shown a little graphically.
Yeah, it was very much described. Most of the time it was like, oh, and then the Loch Ness Monster chomped you, and that was it. But this one was like
you suffocate.
on the sulfuric air. What was yours?
I think mine originally, my favorite death was still Loch Ness Monster. Because you just have like this peaceful life. Like you just kind of have given up on adventure. Right. And then Edward Packard's like, no.
You're like, okay, I accept my fate and I'm going to settle down into this farm and this is what I am now. And he's like, oh, you chose the safe option.
You chose wrong.
I choose your death.
So yeah, I think that was one of my favorites.
Death by Ness.
But then also like I loved just some of the, like the neutral endings of just like, well, you can't go back in the cave of time anymore, but it's probably fine. Right. Like it's just so anticlimactic. But like you made it back, but like, whatever.
It's like me when I'm trying to do a task and it's taking me weeks to do it. And then I finally do it and I should feel some kind of sense of accomplishment. But I'm just like, oh, okay. I did it.
Just being an adult. So yeah, this was The Cave of Time. Not necessarily the strongest start to the series, but I think you have to kind of appreciate it for being the first one. But not definitely my favorite book. I know there's stronger ones out there.
For sure.
But I'm looking forward to reading some of the other ones. So the next one we're going to be reading is Journey Under the Sea by R.A. Montgomery. This is one we read before.
Yeah, I like this one. I like sea stuff,
You prefer sea stuff to time stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is time and space stuff. I'm just going to clarify that one more time. And space.
It's your favorite prom theme?
Yeah.
It's your favorite book theme?
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Enchantment Under the Sea sounds better than Enchantment Under the Time and Space. So.
All right. This has been Choose Your Own Book Club. I'm Peter. I'm a librarian.
I'm Abby. I'm a librarian.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. I was going to wave. Like, why was I going to wave while we were ending this?
Thanks for choosing us.
Hey, I like that.
Oh, God.
All right. That was good enough.